Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is the next video in the word automation series with UiPath. Today we are going to discuss how exactly can we pass data from an Excel to a Word file. In other words, how can I pass a structured data which is in a form of rows and column to a Word file. Now that structured data can be from an Excel, it can be from a website, it can be from anywhere. So that is what we are going to see. In case you are looking for the word automation for the first time and you want to get started from the beginning, I have this dedicated playlist targeting to the word automation where I am explaining how to get started, explaining each activity in step-by-step manner. I have put the link in the description for your reference. Now, coming to today's video, let us see what exactly is the problem statement that we are going to address. I am in my D drive. I have a data folder. Inside it, I have something which is called a Word file. And you could see that I have got three files. So two we are interested in. The one which we are going to use today is called the invoice sample.docs. That is nothing but a sample invoice which I have just taken. So this is just a sample invoice. As you can see, we have invoice format, but there is no invoice detail which is available. I do not see any of the item, any of the total, or any of the details here. If I go back to the folder and if I just open this file, which is data.xlsx, which is nothing but an Excel file, you would notice that in the sheet 1 I have this some data which talks about who is the salesperson, who is the name of the salesperson, item code, what are the units, there is price, and there is total as well which is evaluated. Now you would have identified it clearly that all we require is I want to have this data which is in a form of data table and we want to insert in this place. How exactly can we do it with the help of the word automation activities? That is what we are going to see today. Now, in this use case, I am reading the data from a data table from an Excel. It can be from a web, it can be from a database, it can be from a web portal, any desktop application, anything which can gives you a data in a tabular format, meaning which is having rows and column. The same method can be used. Okay. So I'll quickly go and minimize all of this. I'll go back to UiPath Studio and this is the solution which we are working on. I'll go here and I'll create a new sequence. I'll call this sequence as insert data table and hit create. Whenever we are writing automation, it is important to name the XAML file very clear, right? So that is one of the best practice. Let me go back to the activities. The first activity which I'm going to use is Excel, right? Because I already have the Excel data available. So I want to use the Excel activities. If I go to the activities and search here read range, you could see I am getting an activity which is called read range. I am going to use the workbook read range. You are free to use the Excel as well. I want to take a pause here. In case you are new to Excel automation as well, there is this dedicated playlist which is available on the channel where I'm explaining all the Excel activities one by one in a step-by-step manner. So feel free to explore that as well. Okay. So quickly I will drag and drop something which is called a read range. Now read range is asking me, tell me Mukesh, where is your Excel? Okay. So we'll simply go here and I can do a shift right click, copy as path, or the other option is you can always use this button to browse the file. Pass the complete Excel path here, which is d data word file data.xlsx. The next thing, which sheet I want to read. So if you go here, the sheet name is sheet 1, so that works for us. If the sheet name is something else, data 1, 2, 3, we just have to change it here. This property is important. Do I want to read all the data or do I want to read only A1 to A2, right? I want to read all the data which is available. So let me quickly go here and delete all of this and put an empty double quotes, which mean I am instructing UiPath to read all the data. Okay, so that is it. I'll go to the properties and in here I simply will change it to read range of data. This looks good. Does my data have headers? Let me check. These are the headers. Yes, I do have the headers, right? But do I want to add them? So as of now, let me just uncheck them. I want to read the complete data. Now, whenever we read a data, it is always giving us a data table. A shortcut of creating data table is just go to the activity, hit Control plus K and just write anything, right? So I just write here input data, dt input data, and UiPath will automatically create a variable for me which is dt input data with a kind of data table. That's it, right? So I have got this entire data in a data table. Now what is the next thing? I have to open this word application and we have to insert the data table at this position. Okay, how can I do that? First of all, to get started with the word application, as we have already explored all of this, so quickly covering, we always require this dependency which is UiPath.word.activities, which will give us the word application scope, and here we can do all the activities. How do we add this? Where can I get all of this? This is explained in this video. I have the link in the description. Please do refer. So first thing, to read the word application, I'll go here and I search for word application scope. So do you see under app integration word, I am getting the word application scope. Again the same thing, where is the document? We just have to pass the path, or we can simply use this browse option as well. I prefer to use this one. I go here, do a shift right click, copy as path. This will give me the complete path of the word file and pass it here. Now the word file is available with UiPath. This complete thing, whatever you are looking on the screen, this complete thing would be now available with UiPath. Now in the do part, it simply is asking me, what do you want to do, right? So what do you want to do? We have to insert a data which is coming from Excel to this one. And just now we have seen that data is in a form of data table. Okay. So basically I have to insert a data table in the Word file. So if I go to the activities and if I search here, insert data table, do you see inside the app integration word, I have something which clearly tells insert data table in the document. Okay, let's try to do that. I'll go here and just simply drag this. That's it, right? Now it's a pretty simple activity, but it has a lot of properties which we have to customize as per our requirement. Okay, the first thing, if you notice here, UiPath is asking me, tell me the data table which you want to insert, right? You are telling UiPath that I want to insert a data table. So first thing, tell me which is the table. That is nothing but this guy, dt input data, because this holds the Excel data for me. So I'll go here and I simply write dt input data. My data is available in this one. There are three options which are available. The first one is document, bookmark and the text. We are going to explore all of them one by one. First let's explore the text, which is this one, right? Insert relative to text. As soon as I select the text, you would notice that I have got three more extra options which are available. Now, I am telling UiPath that I want to insert the data table, but I want to take a reference of the text. Now UiPath is asking me, you tell me what is the text you want to take reference of. Okay, let me go back to my Word file, and if you see here, there is a text which says invoice details, right? I just copy this text and come back to UiPath and I say here that this is the text I want to take reference of. Since this is a string, so I am putting it in the double quotes, right? So from this drop down, I selected that I want to insert the data table, but I want to take a reference of the text. Now, which is the text? Invoice details. Now, UiPath is asking me, invoice detail could be available at multiple location. It could be here, it could be somewhere at the bottom, it could be at the top. Do you want to replace all the occurrences, only the first one, only the last one, or the specific one? So for our case, I only have one, so I can stick to all, right? Because it will only going to replace one. If you have a specific requirement that you want to replace only the last one or only the first one, we can simply go here and use this property. This guy, which says specific, if I have multiple occurrences of invoice detail, something like this, right? So I can have invoice detail here, I can have here, I can have here. Now I want to only replace the second one. I don't want to replace the first and the third one, and I want to take the reference of this guy. So that is where your occurrence property will come in picture, which means that I am trying to insert related to the text. This is a text. Where is the text occurrence? It is specific. Now you have to give the index. What is the index? 1, 2 or 3, right? For us, I'll stick to the first one, or for me the all will also work. Now UiPath is asking me again one more question. You told me that you want to take the reference of invoice detail which is available here, but now do you want to replace the text with the data table? Do you want to insert it after, or do you want to insert it before the text? So if I select a before, the data table will be available here. If I insert after, it would be here. If I select replace, it will simply replace this guy. So that is how it works, right? It's absolutely simple property. So first, as a developer, I should be very much clear what do I require. So for my case, I think that if we could just replace the data here, which is after this one, that would help me, right? So for me, I just go here and I say after. This is configured. Insert to the data table related to the text, search for this text, replace everything and replace after it. Don't replace that guy. Okay. Now in the word application scope, let me quickly go to the properties, and you could see that I have ticked this option which says auto save, meaning that after each and every activity I have only one, it will automatically save the Word document for me. If you don't want it, simply remove it, right? This already we have explored in the previous video, the first video, so feel free to have a look into it. I'll save this. Excel is open, so I'll quickly go and close this. Why I am closing the Excel? Because here we are using the workbook read range. That's why I need to close it. Otherwise, if I was using Excel application scope, we could have worked even if the file is open as well, right? Okay, so let me go here and say run the file. Okay, so now you would see the robot getting started at the bottom. The green icon indicates that the robot has started. It has gone to the Excel, got me the data and printed the data in the workbook. So do you see? This complete thing is coming from the Excel. Now if you notice here, I am getting an extra column here, which is column 0, column 1 and column 2. Why that is coming? Because when I was reading the data, I told that I do not have any headers, right? So what UiPath did, it automatically added a header to this thing, right? If I simply want to get rid of this, I can simply use add headers here. Okay. Now let me quickly go here. I'll save everything. I'll again go. Let me just go and delete this guy. Okay. So invoice details is here. I'll do a save. Let me go here and run the file. Okay. This time I have added the headers, so UiPath will not automatically add the headers while creating the data table. Now, as you can see, again, the data is pasted, but column 1 and column 2 is coming. Now, you might think why exactly I am getting this column 1 and column 2. You are getting column 1 and column 2 because whenever UiPath is reading the data, this data is getting readed as a data table. So this became the first header, this became the second header. But here we do not have anything to put as a header. right? So that is why UiPath has put column 1 and column 2. Now this does not look good, right? What can I do? I can simply use an activity which is called replace text and replace this thing with a blank space, or you can put any other thing here, right? So there are workaround to do that, but you can fix it here as well, where you can simply replace the text, or directly you can fix the source data as well. That depends on your implementation, but I have provided you the solution. You can use an activity called replace text, and that will replace column 1 with space and this guy with a space as well. That's it, right? So that is how I can easily insert a data table into the Word file. Is it over yet? Do I only have this option? The answer is no, right? So if you see here in the text, this one, right, in the text occurrence, if you see the last option, if you want to get it before, you just have to select before. If you want to do it replace, that's a pretty self-explanatory, that if I want to replace it, use a replace. Before and after works. Do you want to replace everything, only the first, only the last? These are also good, right? Now I hope now you understand what exactly does a insert relative to the text works. Let us switch to the other option and see how does it works, right? So if I go here and I select now the first option, which is document. As soon as I select document, you would see the options are getting changed. It means that I am telling UiPath I want to insert the data table, but I want to relate it to the document, which is this complete Word document. Okay, now assuming that, let me just put some of the data here. This is some extra data here. It can be any data, right? So I want to put some text here, so I just put randomly here. Now I'll quickly save this Word document first. Now if you see here, when I select insert relative to document, I am getting two options, start and end. Start means insert the data table at the beginning. End means put the data table at the end, right? So do you want to put the data table at the beginning, just before the invoice here? You can always do that, right? Because let's say you are getting all this information, whatever this thing, right? You are getting it from a data table and you want to insert it at the top. You can always use this option. But for us, let's say I want to insert it here after some of the data is already written here, something like this. Okay, I want to insert it at the end here, right? So I simply go here and I select end. I save this, go here and run the file. Same activity, everything here, but I would need to close the Excel first. Let me quickly close this. Yep, it's done. And you could see the same data is now pasted at the end of the document. And if you notice one more thing, since this document was ending here, the data was automatically transferred to the second page, right? Because this was ending here. So if I simply go and make it here start, you can always insert it at the start. If you are looking this tutorial, I have a quick assignment for you guys. Try to do this option by putting the start here and see how does it behave, right? You just have to check how does the start work and how does the end work. And I have shown it simply replaces at the end. Beginning, I want you guys to explore yourself. Okay, let me know in the comments if you tried this and it worked or not. Moving forward, the third option which is available here is called the bookmark, right? In the Word file, we always has an option to insert the bookmark as well, right? We have seen this option when we were looking at the image also, right? When we are inserting the image, the concept is exactly the same. We just have to insert the bookmark and we have to tell that which bookmark we want to refer. Okay, so now this is the Word file which I want to use again, right? So I'll quickly go and delete this data. Let's just go and delete this data here, and we'll delete this guy as well. Okay, I'll save this. Now how exactly can we insert bookmark? It's absolutely simple. You have to go to this guy which says insert, and here you see this option which is called bookmark. Insert a bookmark. Now it is asking me, tell me the bookmark name. So I just say my bookmark name is data, and I want to insert it at here, so I quickly add it here. As soon as I add the bookmark, you would notice that there is this eye kind of a symbol which is coming, which means that there is a bookmark which is inserted in this document, right? If you want to see the existing bookmark, all you have to do is click on this guy and you would see the existing bookmark. You can click on go to, you can delete, or you can have more bookmark as well. Okay, so for us the bookmark name is data. Let us go back here. Now insert relative to, I have shown what is text, what is document. Now let's see what is a bookmark. Bookmark to search for. Tell me where is the bookmark, right? So the bookmark name for us is data. How do I know? Because this is what I created just now, right? If you go here in the bookmark, data. Now, position where to insert. The same concept, before, after, or replace. We have just seen the after. Let's try to do the before one. I am telling UiPath, look for the bookmark whose name is data and insert the text just before it. Absolutely simple activity, but depending on the kind of Word file you are looking or automating, you can always use these options. Okay, I'll hit a quick save, go here and run the file. Okay, let me just click cancel. Again, we are just waiting for the robot to execute. The robot executed, and if you see, this time we have told UiPath to insert the data table before. So it just came before the bookmark. I can hit a save, and now you can do the next set of operations. So that is how you can insert a data table into a Word file. Now what else we can do with these activities? You can always write an automation to create invoices that generate invoices in this format. You can convert these invoices to PDF and then send it via an email to the customer. You can create a blank template where the customer or the robot just first fills the Excel. All this calculation is done in the Excel by a robot only. Then you prepare this nice beautiful invoice. It can be invoice, it can be any data, it can be data of a curriculum, it can be any subject data, any data which is having rows and column. Just put it here, convert it to PDF, send it as an attachment, export it. You can do whole lot of things, right? So this was just one part which I wanted to show how exactly can you pass a data table to a Word file. I would like to wrap this video here. I hope now you understand this concept. Thank you for watching. If you have any more questions, feel free to drop me a note on the email ID or just use the comment section, and I shall revert as soon as possible. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please do subscribe to the channel, and happy automation.